Welcome back to Fashion Automatics. It's your boy LA Bills. I'm a fashion designer. I'm the host from Chicago, representing Infinite Bill. Check us out. This is episode 8. We just came off an interview with Yamani with her fashion brand. It was a great interview. Knew we had to bring that out on Fashion Automatics because we just got to get women perspective on the fashion game. So it was great that she came out and, you know what I'm saying, give her fashion spiel. But, we got to just keep the conversation going. I'm glad that she gave us a lot of insight and, talked about like how she started her fashion brand. Like, that's what's up. So, you know what I'm saying? Right now, like, we talked a lot about, like, my fashion experience. And, that's what made season 1 been about, like, my fashion experience and what I feel about, like, the wrestling episode where I talked about, you know what I'm saying, my top 10 fashion, you know what I'm saying, guys who was in the wrestling, you know what I'm saying, like they top costumes. Then I did the Grammys, I did the Oscars, and I did multiple episodes, and I also did another interview with Mikey. So my next episode thing I want to talk about is glad I got here because I had to plan all this out, like when I was gonna do this. But how do you know when you taking your fashion too serious? Is what I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And it's a counterpart to that, like how you know if you're not taking your fashion serious enough. So, I got a couple pointers on that. You know what I'm saying? Like how you know you taking your fashion too serious. Like we all know those people like who just they just too cool, too fresh. Like they won't even if they not dressed for it, then they not participating. Like I know a couple people that's like, you know what I'm saying, they don't even do stuff like with like get dirty or you know what I'm saying, sweat too hard because they just fresh. They ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, step out their zone. You know what I'm saying? You might be taking your fashion a little too serious. You know what I'm saying? Right now it is hot. It's the summer. Like I see people overdressed with hoodies and you know what I'm saying, like overjack. You might be taking your fashion a little too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things like I feel like people take their fashion like a little too serious. Like you know what I'm saying, when people overdress. You know what I'm saying? Or when people don't dress for the occasion, like I be seeing people come dressing the funerals like it's the club. You know what I'm saying? Like Mars ain't dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like and then like people who take their fashion too serious, like some of these clubs, like when you go out, they got a dress code and all that. Like man, they take their fashion way too serious. Like y'all complain about hats, dress shoes, and gym shoes. Like if somebody just want to come to the club and have a good time, like what's wrong with what they got on? You know what I'm saying? Like if they feel comfortable with what they got on, you know what I'm saying? Let they be. You know what I'm saying? So you might be taking your fashion a little too serious. But then on the other hand, you got some people that they just don't take their fashion serious at all. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like it's hot. Everybody got like creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then again, like a lot of people be just like dressing just like they don't even care. Like honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like in the summertime, you always see them girls with like them with the booty shorts on. Like I seen one like draw like underwear, like you know what I'm saying, like with the kids and the family. Like, well, you not taking your fashion serious enough. Like that's kind of like inappropriate. Like you know what I'm saying, you with your kids or you just outside just basically naked. You know what I'm saying, like. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's the beach or something. You know what I'm saying? You at the pool area in the bikini or something. You just, you know what I'm saying? You at the market, supermarket. You know what I'm saying? You at the store or something like that. So you might not be taking your fashion serious enough. You know what I'm saying? Then you got people that don't like when it's time to like go out for a job interview. When it's time to like go support somebody at a wedding, a funeral. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere you supposed to be dressed. Or a church or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you might want to take your fashion a little serious. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be looking like you just don't care or not the part or in order with what's going on. Like looking like you belong to the group or the celebration of what's going on. So you know what I'm saying? So you might not be taking your fashion serious enough. So that's my little take on, you know what I'm saying, fashion automatics it's a lot of things out there. I can't think of them all on my head, but I got one. When I was 6, I took my fashion. When I started taking my fashion serious, I was young. I was real young, cause I was a little macho. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna be who I want to be. And shout out to Chicago, cause in Chicago, like, you can be anybody. Like, if you desire to be something or do something, you gonna dress the part. Like, it's gonna look the part. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, like, everybody got that point when they growing up, when like they get control of they own fashion, start taking their fashion serious. Cause when you a kid, it's like you dressing up like what you see on TV, what all the other kids is wearing. And then when you get older, then you just start dressing up like how your older brothers know them, your older cousins, you know what I'm saying, you did more, you know what I'm saying. So that's how it was. So when I started taking my fashion stuff, but it was younger than that. Like, I started taking my fashion serious like at 6. Like, when I started going to school, like, I wanted to be clean. I wanted to be fresh. I wanted to have new shoes. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to do all that. And another thing too, I remember I was taking my fashion so serious until the only thing I wanted to wear to school was a suit. I was taking my fashion way too serious. Like, I just wanted to wear a suit because, like, growing up, I used to always want to watch, like, the Men in Black. They used to always be in suits, like, shooting up aliens. And I used to always watch people in suits. They used to be stepping. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who, like, men I seen in suits, they used to always step hard up. You know what I'm saying? They was always that dude. And me, I looked at myself, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I used to always want to wear a suit. So I used to come to school, had me on like a little clip-on tie. I ain't had no blazer, you know what I'm saying? I knew I couldn't bring no blazer, but the little uniform, you had a little collar. So I used to have my clip-on. So I used to go to school thinking I was like that. So my teachers used to be like, take that tie out, take it out. And I ain't never wanted to take it out because, you know what I'm saying, I'm in my head, I'm that dude I seen on TV, you know what I'm saying? I got on the suit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I used to be, you know what I'm saying? That's how I used to be. So after then, they had got me, you know what I'm saying, take that off or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They done called my peoples and everything. I'm like, oh, y'all, that's what y'all on. So I was young. I had to be like in first grade. That's what I was on. That was like, I always wanted to, like, I was always self-conscious. But that was like the first time I took my fashion too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you always got to learn how to, like, dress. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody ain't built the same. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, you know what I'm saying, 250 pounds trying to wear, a large shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't go together. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on my video, because I'm just keeping it real. It's your boy, LA Bill. It's Fashion Automatics. If you don't like that, you might be taking your fashion too serious, or you might not be taking your fashion serious enough. So, check us out. But we got a lot of steppers out here in Chicago. Shout out to Chicago, because a lot of brands been coming up. I've been watching Skinbone podcast. I watched the one where they had what's his name? He got the brand. I forgot his name. Yeah, we're gonna have to get his. We're gonna have to edit that up in there. But yeah, y'all check out Skinbone podcast. He got a designer up there, and he was, you know what I'm saying, dropping a lot of game on how this fashion, you know what I'm saying, gang go. If you a designer and you starting up your brand, and you know what I'm saying, you trying to get out here in the mood you probably want to make and things. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of experience of what's going on with that. And I'm also doing a reaction video to a show. I ain't going to tell y'all what the video is right now until it come out. But I'm doing a reaction video to some old fashion insight. Because there's a couple videos that I've been watching all over the world. Just things going on in the fashion world that I want to talk about. Especially being from Chicago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like Chicago, you know what I'm saying, we a real prideful city. Like, we definitely dressing right. You know what I'm saying? Especially shout out to the hip hop culture, or you know what I'm saying, the black culture, whatever culture y'all want to call it, the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to to that because of the fact that like we started like a lot of pillars into, you know what I'm saying, this fashion game. Like it's definitely going in our direction. Like we definitely left a big, huge imprint and mark on the fashion game. And so, you know what I'm saying, that's what I want to talk about, how, you know what I'm saying, like hip hop, like it's like the root of everything. Like it's the root of everything. Like fashion plays its part in everything, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got some reaction videos to that. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know, like even with my fashion, like my fashion experience, like I just noticed like everything that I do, everything that I see. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I dress, like I go to the stores, like everything I see, like I can look at a whole store and I can look at one item. I already know which one I'm gonna grab. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be a whole rack of shirts or a whole rack of pants. I just, you know what I'm saying? And I just got to just, everybody got their own different taste. So definitely stay tuned for some clips because more interviews coming soon. Definitely got to hear some more people insight on who they fashion role models is, what's their favorite brand, stores, and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely check that out. And I definitely got to get some more. I want to get a older crowd involved. I want to get more a younger crowd involved, just so we can just compare the eras of like, you know what I'm saying, people fashion role models, just like how people dress, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because it might be different. Like growing up today, it can be anybody growing up today. It's like there's so many people on camera, on podcast that dressing like this. So you know what I'm saying, people can get their style from a lot of different places. Like it's a lot of different directions options you can go in the fashion today versus then back then. Like you only had like certain people, and that's when like we started like taking our fashion serious. Like when, you know what I'm saying, like when Jordans came out and they was like, dang, Jordans cost 150, 200, like, and people were still going to get it. That's how you start to notice like, oh, this is for real. Like people really want these. Like this is a real staple to the fashion game because he was willing to pay all this money to go get that. Like Kanye West, he another person who take his fashion way too serious. Like Kanye West probably take a lot of things too serious, but fashion is just one of them. I don't care about the rest of the stuff he take too serious, but you know what I'm saying? We just like he take his fashion so serious, like, cause I don't even like the Yeezys or his, like when he first came out with his clothing brand, like it didn't look like it was like designer. It just looked like somebody donated that. Like it like red, like bums wore that. Like no, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but like it didn't look like, it didn't look like nothing. And then he came out with Crocs, and then he got the prices up. Like he's selling that. Like if you buy anything from Kanye, you gonna pay some money. Anything, if you buy anything with Kanye West's name on, you gonna pay some money. And so, and him by taking his fashion that serious and getting people to buy his fashion like that, that's why he winning with it. You know what I'm saying? Cause he taking it that serious, and that's what he doing with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just real game on fashion automatics. And you know what I'm saying, the hip hop culture always been, you know, front running it when it came to fashion. Like you always wanted to, hip hop had a look. You know what I'm saying? Anything you were doing, anywhere you were singing, rapping, DJing, or anything, like it had a look. Like you was looking like somebody, even if you was just a dude on the block or in the neighborhood, you look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the look. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, and then like even in today, like people just gravitate to people who look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you dressed a certain way, people just gonna respond to what they see. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they like dress to impress, because people just like, if they see you dressing a certain way, then they gonna respond to you a certain way. Like you dressing like you are approachable, like if I can have a conversation with you, then people gonna come to you and have a conversation. But if you dress like you gonna hurt them or something, you know what I'm saying, then people gonna respond to you that way too. And the thing about like hip hop is like people who decide like, oh, my style, that's me, that's how I get down. You know what I'm saying? That's what I You know what I'm saying? That's my style of fashion. And people would get like that type of stereotypical to like to be that way. I just made up a word, but they get that stereotype like vibe from them, like, you know, be alert. You know what I'm saying? Be alert. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So, and that's why I want to go back to like when I was talking about like when I took a stand with the suit, like, cause you know like back in the '60s and the '70s, like everybody was wearing suits, especially in Chicago when like in the Al Capone era, when you know what I'm saying, everybody was just, you know what I'm saying, the mob wore suits. Everybody who was gangsters in that era, they wore suits, and people who normal people just wore a suit. That was the everyday fashion. That was just what it was. And so I was just wondering, like, what if like we got back to that in this day? Like, you wouldn't even be able to tell like who was who. Like, you can come into a room, you won't know who did what or who ran what or who was capable of doing anything because of like you couldn't build up a judgment on that person because everybody in this is dressed up in suits. And I was just thinking about that. I'm just like, that'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we ever just everybody just it ain't even got to be suits. Like if everybody just took like a similar, but that's what it is now today. That's what it is now today. Like I heard on like social media, a couple podcasts. Like matter of fact, not a couple podcasts. I'm gonna say it was Gilly the Kid on Million Dollar Worth of Game. He said like last time he went in the club, like everybody had the same thing on, the same thing. It was like 500 people with the exact same coat on, same shirt on, same, you know, everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely how it is. Definitely how it is. So yeah. So, and I'm not one of those persons who just jump on trend. And I feel like if you're a person that just jump on trend and you're not building a trend or a trend setting, you might be taking fashion too serious. You know what I'm saying? You might. And if you just not, and then it's some trend that you just gonna be a part of because you're not gonna be the first to do a lot of things come down to fashion. Sometimes you might, but majority of the time you're not. You know what I'm saying? You gonna pick up fashion from whatever you exposed to. So, and like with the fashion, like everybody be like wearing the same thing, and they like it's just weird. Like when you see people like everybody just like okay, you can just tell what's in and what's not in, cause you just look around, you be like, oh okay. You see somebody with that on, you be like, oh yeah, I'm in right now. You see somebody with these on, oh yeah, that must be in right now. You see somebody with that on there, you know what I'm saying? But Chicago, like on the fashion, like we got our own kind of style, like from versus like the rest of the United States, like and the rest of the world. Period. Like we don't dress like nobody. We got our own thing going on, like especially because our weather is different. Like we got all type of. It can rain, snow, heat, weather. Like it's real different. Like in other places, it's only hot, so they got their own style. Like they, you know what I'm saying? In California, you probably just be only wear shorts all your life. You know what I'm saying? Like in Nebraska, Minnesota, you probably wearing hoodies most of the time of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, but in Chicago, you get a mix of everything. So it's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those cities. If you live in a city like Chicago, you understand what I'm talking about. So yeah. So they go back to like even in that era, like if everybody just like just gravitated behind one thing, you wouldn't even be able to tell like who was who, or you know what I'm saying, who was in, people wouldn't be able to like stereotype as much, or they wouldn't know how to stereotype. They'll have to like really like check your temperature and really like see your character first, then move. You know what I'm saying? They won't have to just look at you and be like, dang, oh okay. You know what I'm saying? Or look at you and then be like, oh okay. You know what I'm saying? It's just real spill, but no, that dude, he was spilling some real game on the fashion, like on how it started in Chicago. Like you really like, and even as like fashion designers, like you really gotta stay with it. Like you really gotta stay humble, and you really gotta I guess like really in all, you just gotta take your fashion too serious if you a designer. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta take your fashion very serious to the point where you just gotta believe in it more than anybody else. Like for real. And that just real spill on Fashion Automatic. Like, we just gonna keep it real. Like, people they just gonna judge what they see. If they see like it's popping out, oh yeah, they got you. But like when it up to me, like I feel like us as a culture, we gotta start shopping with our black brands more, like our small businesses, because they be having some great creativity, and there be a lot of great businesses that be like it's some brands in Chicago that could really like take flight if it was exposed to like a national, you know what I'm saying, exposure, like for real. And you know, we all like that. We all like that. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all feeling our conversation. If y'all got some more, you know what I'm saying, tips if you taking your fashion too serious. If you ain't taking your fashion serious enough, like, comment, subscribe. Fashion Automatic. We on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, any podcast you can name. We on Google Podcast. So make sure y'all check us out because we just only doing all fashion. Next time we coming with a new interview. We're gonna be doing on Zoom. Stay tuned. We're gonna let y'all know about that song. Definitely gonna let y'all know about that song because we gotta get more fashion insight. See how the fashion game been moving, and also make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all gotta follow the channel. Y'all gotta follow Fashion Automatics, man. Make sure y'all follow us and check us out. And yeah, we out there. When I lost my dog to the streets, it ain't no beef. That we ain't squash the shit, who you gon' call it? Ain't no chief.